Busy in the Fox Valley today.
That's because 2 grants are funding construction on 2 affordable housing units. In a First Alert update, Emily Riley explains where the funding comes from and how much is still available for developers.
Right now, they're just pouring the foundation, but soon this will serve as affordable housing for the community. Today, during a news conference outside of one of the houses under construction in Kaukauna, $2 million of a $3.5 million grant from the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, was awarded to Habitat for Humanity and a group called Rise Apartments.
Affordable housing is really defined as a family being able to afford where they're living and basically paying no more than 30% of their income towards housing costs. Typically, once you get beyond 30% of your income for housing, other elements of your life begin to suffer.
Together, the projects will add 1 home in Kaukauna, 4 in Appleton, and 4 in Grand Chute, and 1 in Little Chute. According to Marissa Downs, a partner at the MF Housing Partners, the funds are necessary to keep up with rising construction costs.
The county's housing survey that they've done, I mean, we are hundreds and hundreds of units short, especially affordable rental units.
Habitat for Humanity has already started construction, and Rise says they'll begin breaking ground on the apartments and townhomes in downtown Appleton in the coming weeks.
It's kind of a ripple effect. If families can afford to live here, our employers don't have the workforce that they need to carry on the businesses at the levels that they need.
The county is still taking applications for the leftover $1.5 million in grants until the end of the month. In Kaukauna, Emily Riley, Action 2 News.